I think, and it's something I've been saying repeatedly, it's without a doubt the best script I'd ever read. And I wasn't aware of this initially, but it was a script that had been in circulation for a while. And I think part of the reason that it hadn't been made earlier was just because it was such a big undertaking. This was a very, very difficult movie to make. And the way in which it was made is kind of unprecedented. It was groundbreaking, and sort of a return to the filmmaking styles of old, shooting in the actual locations, with all natural light. So what that meant is each day there was a very limited window where the sun or the moon was in the correct position in the sky in order to light the scene. So it was a full day of rehearsing the move with absolute precision, and every scene had sort of a choreography to learn. And then it was this sort of mad dash to try and capture it in the window of light that we had. All of these things made it quite a difficult challenge, and obviously Alejandro and his entire team did a fantastic job of heaping that challenge up.
What is that like for you as an actor when you're usually working on either closed sets, controlled sets, and here you are in the wilderness? It was an incredible opportunity to work in those landscapes. I mean, the amount of times you're looking around, you're thinking, this is not a bad office. We were also operating on, a much bigger axis than you usually do, because the camera lenses were so wide that really no area was safe to be in, or there was no place for sort of additional equipment. I mean, everything was tucked away and hidden, and at times we were operating on 360 degrees, so it was about everyone kind of rotating behind the camera as we rotated in front of it. And that was also fantastic because more so than ever, I think I experienced a real camaraderie with the crew, between the crew and the cast. There was real cohesion there, and actually, that's something that we had to have in order to pull off what we tried to do. And you spent a lot of time in Alberta. I did. So what was it like spending that much time in our country? I did. It was fantastic. I mean, the scenery is second to none. It's so beautiful, and the film is so reliant on the natural beauty that is in Calgary, Alberta. And the only thing I will say is that it was unbelievably cold, like colder than I could have ever imagined. But that again is something that we relied on and we kind of had to embrace. We couldn't afford to fight because we would have lost. So we kind of worked with the weather. The weather kind of worked with us. And we did our best to collaborate with the elements. And you are part of this great ensemble that includes Leonardo Dicaprio, Tom Hardy, Donald Gleason. What is it like working with these actors? I think it's certainly an honor, and something that I'd always kind of imagined or hoped would happen one day in my future if I was very lucky. For it to happen at this stage of my career, where I'm really reliant on the opportunity to learn and gain wisdom, was just a dream come true. And what did you learn from working with Leo and Tom? Because you have a lot of scenes with the two of them. That's most of your screen time. Their attention to detail, I think, was the biggest thing I learned. Their appreciation for every single aspect of what was on the page and how they could best elevate that, how they could best lift it off the page and make it real, required an amazing attention to detail. And that's something I'm going to at least try and emulate. So as an actor, do you approach a role like this differently? I don't think so. No. I think there were certainly, new things that I had to introduce. Our physical decisions really do dictate how the camera moves and vice versa. The camera's movement dictates the decisions we make, more than any other film I think I'll ever do, probably. In an interview, Leo had said it's the most difficult role he's ever been a part of, so you would probably agree with that then. I think if Leo said that, yeah, it sort of stands to reason that I would as well, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the hardest thing I ever do. It really was very, very tough from many different perspectives, but it's fantastic to see that everything that Alejandro set out to achieve has kind of been achieved. He wanted to create a visceral, emotionally intense kind of thrill ride, and he really has achieved that, I think.
I ain't afraid to die anymore. I've done it already.